Now, it has been 25 years since the Bhopal gas tragedy, and for the victims, the wounds will never heal. Well, adding insult to injury is the disparity in compensation. And what's worse is that still many of them haven't got that compensation. Rubina Khan Shapu reports.
Yogiraj Sharma, former Madhya Pradesh's health director, managed to get 4 lakh rupees, the highest compensation ever for his physically and mentally challenged daughter, born 3 months after the gas leak. Contrast this with Leelabai. She was refused compensation for a son who was born 3 years after the tragedy. Pradeep is 20 but looks 13, which private doctors say could be a result of the gas leak.
अदालत वालों ने बोला कि इसका कोई मुआवजा नहीं मिलेगा, कहने लगा जी गैस की बात का हुआ है.
A former BJP MLA too used his clout to get 3 lakh, one of the highest compensation amounts for his brother's family who died of renal failure after MIC exposure. Contrast this with 40-year-old Nafisa Ali. She died of renal failure. A teenager at the time of the disaster, her life was a constant battle with sickness. All she got was a measly 25,000. 5 years later, those like Waheed, a local lawyer, are still fighting against the bias in compensation to gas victims.
Either their cases were rejected or they received the minimum compensation of 25,000. Whereas, on the other hand, if we see the influential people, few of them have received the highest amount.
The fight began much earlier. As against $1 billion compensation demand, in 1989, the Supreme Court brokered an out-of-court settlement between the Indian government and the Union Carbide. A full and final settlement of $470 million. Even the statistics of the injured and the dead were manipulated. The $470 million compensation was meant only for 1,08,000 victims quoted by the government at that time, despite widespread protest against this underestimation. Eventually, the number of those affected was increased to nearly 6 lakhs, but the compensation money was not. So each victim got far less than they should have, and there are many who did not even get a single penny. In Bhopal, with cameraman Zwan Khan, Rubina Khan Shapu, NDTV.
Tuba.com